Hey y'all, what is good? It's your man Nightmare here. Just giving you guys this first look in 2010 at a figure I particularly like. Now this one, these figures actually I like to call them my statue figures, the ones that are super detailed. They have the same characteristics as statues, super paint, super detail, but have limited articulation, but just enough articulation to give them a figure, so that's why I like to call them my statue figures. This one is the Boomer from Gears of War 2. Now, and before I start, I like to say that anytime I show you a figure, it's a figure in particular that I really like. You know, it's got to be really dope for me to show you, and something that I, am really excited about. You know, I'm not going to show you a below average figure and just knock on it the whole time. That's not for me. That's not my style. So anything that I show you, it's one that I truly like, and it's almost like a must-have, really. Of course, there will be some problems with a lot of figures, that's just the way it is. But other than that, now, this guy right here, yeah, he comes from the Gears of War 2. Now, Gears of War was a game that I particularly fell in love with, that it was just mind-blowing. It was the only reason I bought an Xbox 360 was just for Gears of War. It had the same elements that I always looked in a game. It had tons of violence, a lot of blood, it had the multiplayer aspect that was really great. It had a pretty good storyline too. So it was one of those games that you can play in story mode and get on multiplayer, and it was just really exciting. Now, I think this guy, I think they kind of copied him from Nemesis from the Resident Evil series, because they have the same characters. They're big, they got cannons, they yell out one particular word. Nemesis, he always said stars, and then shot out his rocket. The Boomer does the same thing. He'll yell out boom and just pop that weapon out. And every time you heard them say boom, you got out of the way really fast. So, just particularly, this is my favorite Gears of War figure, just because he's super big. I mean, bulk wise, and he's got just, there's the boom shot right there. So let's take a look at that real quick. That's what he comes with. You see it's super detailed. There we are. It just looks like just a well done machine. They did an actually great job with this weapon. Looks exactly like from the game. See that boom, and we'll compare it to the Lancer. You can see there's the Lancer from the Cog Soldier, and there it is. See, it just really engulfs it. And these guys, they all share weapons, so you can swap those out. So let's get into him real quick. You see he's got, just pay attention to the amount of detail this guy has. It's just a beautiful work of art. I just really can't get over how impressed I am with this detail they have. Now, these guys are really, I would say, super sensitive, so you got to be careful with how you really move these guys, because they have been known to break. I haven't broke any, but I know a lot of people say they have. Look at his face. He's awesome. He's got articulation at the neck, so he can go side to side. He can say no, he don't want to go, up and down. So it's got really good movement. A little 360. He's got articulation at the shoulder, go up and down. I think, yep. No, does he have a swivel? No swivel at the bicep, but I wouldn't try it anyways. He's got articulation at the elbow, but he's really limited because of the armor he has. He's got articulation at the wrist. You can go all crazy with it. He's got a little swivel at the chest, but like I said, he's really limited to how much movement he can do. He's got a swivel at the hip. I'd say the thigh, really. He's got really limited articulation at the knee. That's as far as it goes. Once again, he's just hampered because he's got all this armor on, but it can swivel. So, same thing with the other arm. That's pretty much it for the articulation. Like I said, these guys are really detailed figures. That's really much all you do is with them is put them in a pose and just stand them there. That's my style. That's what I really like. Now, the downside to this guy, which is kind of a big downside for me, is that he's really small. And I remember these guys in the game just being these tall, menacing, creatures that, shoot off a big ass cannon. And you can see him compared to the cog soldier. I mean, look at that. He's like way taller than him. I mean, he's big, you know, not stature, but bulk wise. I mean, he's huge, but he just doesn't have that tall feature. You can see he's supposed to like dwarf over the cog soldier. So that would be about right if they would have made him that size. But nonetheless, he's still an awesome figure. He was still one of my must-haves. I'd like to get another one, which I think I'll go pick up later on today, you know, just to have him. Now, I think most of these guys, they have a place where their gun can hold onto them, and I haven't seen one for him, but I don't think this one can. It just doesn't look like it has the piece necessary for it. But like, see, these cog soldiers, they can hold their guns in their back, which I really like that. So I put the shotgun on him. But nope, this one can't. But he can hold it pretty well, so there you guys go. I'm giving you guys a look at the Gears of War 2 Boomer. Boom.